So this video review is for When It Feels Right by Tagan Shepard. If you want to check out my review, I have just posted that. So if you are on YouTube, there's a link in the description below, and if you're on my blog, then there's a link within the post. And this is a video review. So When It Feels Right by Tagan Shepard. This was absolutely wonderful. Marlene has this one night and it absolutely changes her life forever. It helps her embrace her true self, and when her relationship breaks up and Marlene blames herself, Abby, who's a bartender at one of her favourite bars, starts coaching her in a bit of an exchange for somewhere to stay after her own relationships ended quite abruptly. And Abby finds herself contemplating this attraction she has to Marlene, but you know, it's hard for Marlene, and so it's, can she keep this newfound love at the same time if you know, she gets involved with Abby? So there's a lot going on. So much was packed into the story, and it's a really important story as well. It had every bit of it carried this importance. Tagan's covered toxic relationships, low self-esteem, body confidence issues, homophobic working environments, and so much more in between, whilst focusing on how much impact this had directly on Marlene and Abby, both personally, professionally, mentally, physically, everything. She's explored everything, and while they both didn't experience exactly the same things, they did face similar challenges and situations, so they could bond over that, you know, like relationships, working environments, going through changes of what they look like to try and find them true selves, or to find a body that they're comfortable in, and you know, contemplating whether they should change that because somebody feels uncomfortable because of them, and all these things. And it was really sweet how, you know, despite their own insecurities, because they had a lot, Abby especially was very good at reassuring Marlene, you know, through her own insecurities, and Marlene did a little bit of that for Abby, but not as much as Abby did for Marlene. So Abby had moments in the story, but the main focus is Marlene's journey of self-discovery to acceptance. That's what it is. She's finding herself, and then she's accepting who she is, and then she's working through all the bits in between where you're trying to work out whether it's really worth being who you want to be or who you know you are, because there's consequences to that, and they can completely shatter your life depending on what your setup is around you or what your work environment is like and everything. So she was going through all that. She was presented with some pretty horrendous circumstances, if I'm honest, and each one was really easy to empathize with, especially the way she dealt with it, even if her friends, you know, Abby and other people didn't necessarily agree with how she handled it. It was really easy to empathise and work out how she'd come to the decisions she had. She was such an admirable character, Marlene. You know, to experience all this with her was very personal, it was very intimate. And Marlene and Abby really were the perfect ones for one another, because the way they supported each other really just cemented the importance of embracing your true self, not worrying what others think of you. And that's what you have to do if you truly want to find happiness. You've got to just go with it, and you know, anyone that doesn't accept you for you, just, you know, get rid. Just, you know, be around people that support you, lift you up, encourage you, be that. And that was such a really strong point and focus in the story. But it was such a feel-good, positive and uplifting story about coming out, being proud and loving the life you have. I enjoyed every second of it. I really hope there's going to be future stories about Marlene and Abby, because they really have just started, and this was really, really, it was a fantastic story, and I really recommend it to anyone, especially if you are struggling in any way with what you're going through, you know, not even knowing yourself or something. This is a great story just for you to explore, and maybe try to identify with the characters and the situations, and work out if anything in this can help you. But it was a great story. It was really positive, really encouraging, and just a fantastic premise for a story. So I really, really enjoyed it, and I hope you will too. I'll pop a link in the description so you can go and grab a copy of When It Feels Right by Tagan Shepard, which I really hope you will. If you've read When It Feels Right, would love to know what you thought of it. So please do comment, please do share your experiences with us. And if you haven't read it yet, but you're planning to read it, it's on your to be read list. You know, super excited and thinking I really want to read that. And then again, please do let us know, because it was great to find out what you're interested interested in reading. And if you do read it, I hope there's something in there for you. I hope you can learn from it, but I hope you enjoy it more. And I hope you have a great time reading it. Bye.